So my career choice was more or less by chance. I I was not exactly happy about what I was doing as an undergrad. I was not really passionate. I was okay at school, but not great. I was lacking passion, I think. And then I decided to take a break. And during this break, I decided to go to England to learn English because I thought if I want to become a scientist, I actually need to speak English. And to experience also real life in the lab, because when you're at university, it's not very concrete. So I moved to England for a year and ended up by chance in a lab working on Schistosoma mansonii, which is a parasite that you may be familiar when you're in Africa. And there I literally fell in love with this parasite. And then I became passionate about what I was doing by actually doing the work in the lab, and decided that that was it. That was the thing that I wanted to do in life. Working for finding new cure for disease that affected developing country and mostly young kids in Africa. So I had the feeling that that was really something that I was passionate about. I mean, the life cycle of this parasite was amazing to me. I was a chemist and biochemist at first, so I was never really a biologist. And looking at the cycle of all these parasites make me, I don't know, feel happy. So I decided it was the path I wanted to take, doing science and trying to take care of little child at the same time. At the beginning, I was not, as I say, I was trying to avoid to do everything with writing. I'm a dyslexic, so I had a hard time to write. So I went into science more or less to avoid these issues. And it's funny because now I end up writing everything. I write manuscript and grant, and I spend my whole life writing. But during all my student career, I tried to avoid writing and loved molecules more than sentences. So the science, the challenge was not too much when I was a student, beside the lack of passion that came when I met my first parasite. I think the challenge as a woman in science come later. I've been lucky enough to start my training in a parasitology lab with a fantastic mentor, very a sweet guy, Mark Danoff, in North Wales. And after that, I was lucky to have also a fantastic woman, actually, mentor during my master in Oxford and Wakefield. She was a strong woman, and she's actually the first one that talked to me about the challenge as being a scientist as a woman. She told me that as a woman, you actually need to work at least 10 times more than the man to be equally recognized. So that's the first time I actually realized that, yeah, being a woman scientist may be more challenging than I initially thought. But there she was also very supportive. And during my PhD, everything went well also. I had a very good mentor, Christian Durig, that was amazing and extremely supportive. My postdoc also went well, and I really realized I was a woman when I became a professor. Then I think that then it's also when the challenge started, because it's definitely more challenging to be a woman as a faculty than a student. Guys look at you in a very different way, and you indeed have to work, I think, harder to be recognized as well as they are. I don't think I actually don't think I experienced that, because I think I'm a strong person. I know how to say no. And as a woman, you really have to learn how to say no and to be respected. So I definitely work hard, very hard, to get where I am. And I also tend to ignore the negative comments that I receive from male counterparts. They're always very subtle, these comments, you often listen to them when you go to meetings, and they're very subtle, but they are there and they are painful. So you have to ignore those comments and work harder and ignore those as best as you can. It's not always easy, but that's the way I actually survive, I think, by just working harder, keeping the head high, and ignoring the negative comment, or trying my best to ignore the negative comment that came back to me from my colleague. So definitely, yeah, the work-life balance is a big challenge as a woman. I actually decided to concentrate on my career at the beginning, and I definitely lost relationship and really focused on my career for a long time, and decided to only get a child when I was ready, which was when I was actually already tenure. So I'm an old mother. This was not without challenge. I thought that I would not be able to do both at the same time. I know some women manage to do it very well. For me, I couldn't handle both. I love being a mom, but I'm an older mom, I will say. I became mom after 40, where I thought I was able to take both challenge, work and family issue, which I think now are not an issue. It's a real pleasure, and I understand when women wants to have kids earlier, but for me, it was not possible to do both at the same time. So it's a big challenge, and you have to decide what you want in life and how you can handle all of this stress, because it's stressful. You want to be good at work, you want to be there at work, but you also want to be a good mother. And I suggest that if you want to be a mother, it's actually a great thing to do and to be. You have to get help. You cannot handle everything on your own. You have to make sure you have a partner that help you. And if you can, it's also great to hire a nanny to be able to have the kids pick up at school. And if they ever get sick and you have to teach and you have to go to meetings and so on, then someone is there to actually take care of your child when you cannot. So challenge of knowing exactly what is the best for you to start a family, and challenge about how to organize your life. And you definitely need some help. I think, we're not superwoman. We some are, but you definitely need some help for that. So I think you have to recognize that it's going to be hard. Nothing is going to be easy, but becoming a scientist and a faculty and a working mother, it's going to be hard. You will need to work hard. But I will say the most important thing is you have to make sure you love what you're doing. If you love what you're doing, then it will be easier to accept the working load. So love what you're doing, be ready to work a lot, be ready to get rejection, a lot of rejection, but never accept them. Always get back and persist. So passion, hard working, in your negativity and rejection, and come back and fight hard, and be strong and persistent. That's, I think, is the way is the way to succeed in science as a woman. Work hard, be strong and persistent. Always come back, reject negative comments, reject rejection, and come back, fight back, and get the work done. The reason why women have a harder time in science or in any other field is I think we lack support, a network. Um, and that's something that is extremely important. And you can see it when you go to meetings that all the boys are collaborating, networking together, and we all heard about the old boys club, and that's efficient, and that's working extremely well for them. They support each other, and I think women are not doing that as best as they could. There's few women that have been successful, but I don't think they spent enough time in trying to support other women, and support from other women and network is extremely important for women to actually succeed as good as a man. We're the same. We are as good as they are, but we lack the support they have, and we lack the network they have. So I think what you're doing and trying to generate this support group and network group for women in science is extremely important.